Within the vast world of indie games, many take a narrative-heavy approach to immerse players in the game world and rely on an important story. Among these many titles, some hit players the hardest and deepest the first time, and are subsequently renowned for the game's ingenuity, passion, and unique storyline. While replayability is always encouraged among games that players enjoy, there are some stories where the player can only truly experience the depth and immersion of the narrative during the first initial playthrough. Be it dramatic, mysterious, funny, reflective, or inquisitive, indie games can make an impact during a player's first save. Welcome to Game Rant, everyone. My name is Geoffrey. In today's video, let's take a look at 10 great indie games where the story can only be experienced once to its fullest. Spiritfarer. Spiritfarer by Thunder Lotus is a cozy and heart-pulling game about ferrying souls to the afterlife while trying to fulfill the deceased's final wishes along the way. Spiritfarer takes the player through a beautiful world by a boat that the player upgrades to go through each passenger's unique journey. Each passenger's story is unique and heart-wrenching, and throughout the game, the player also finds out more hidden information about the ferryman they control. This unique and beautiful story is impactful during the first playthrough as players understand what it means to care for others and help people pass on. Behind the Frame, the Finest Scenery. Behind the Frame, the Finest Scenery from Silver Lining Studio is an extraordinarily vivid and anime-like interactive narrative following a breakthrough artist as she finishes one of her last pieces for a gallery submission. In a game about enjoying putting colors on a canvas and experiencing the colors of everyday life, the player will find new colors that will reveal a more brilliant painting. The unique revelation that comes from every painting encountered within this calming game gives players the thrill of piecing together the overall narrative, something best enjoyed fresh, like the coffee players drink in the game. Unpacking. Unpacking from Witchbeam is a no-dialogue organization game. The story is instead spoken through the items the players unpack as they move into various abodes during each level. Players can organize and itemize to their heart's content, as the content and space available for the main character's items reveal a much larger story. Revealing each level and what the space holds, or does not have room to hold, is a comforting and relatable experience about growing pains and allowing one's space to reflect themselves. Players can see the impact of this progression as they help the main character move for the very first time. What Remains of Edith Finch. What Remains of Edith Finch is another interactive fiction exploration game by developers Giant Sparrow that follows the titular character, Edith, as she explores her family home in search of tales that explain why she is the last one left alive in her family. These tales vary as they are told by each member of the Finch family and ultimately end with each member's passing. The beautiful, unique, and heartbreaking stories collected during the game rely on the player to piece together how all of these tales come together to represent the Finch family and what they mean for Edith during her journey. A Memoir Blue. The poetic and beautiful point-and-click A Memoir Blue from Cloisters Interactive follows the relationship between mother and daughter and their memories. A mix of hand-drawn and 3D visuals, this game explores a poem as Miriam journeys through her memories. As the player follows Miriam through her introspection through a series of vignettes, they can sit back, relax, and follow the story as it takes on a more interactive dream sequence that will leave the player experience the nuanced relationship between a star athlete and her devoted mother. Firewatch. Firewatch by Campo Santo is a first-person mystery set in the forests of Wyoming, playing as Henry, who is a fire lookout atop the mountain. As a mostly solitary game, the only lifeline Henry holds is his supervisor, who interacts with him through a handheld radio. The players explore the wilderness when something sparks their interest outside of the watchtower, and the players must explore the area to find clues and make decisions that will impact the safety of the forest and Henry's relationship with the few people he has left. Understanding Henry's story and the impact the in-game decisions will have on him is uniquely enjoyable during the first playthrough. GYLT. GYLT from Tequila Works and Parallel Circles is a game about a young girl facing her worst fears and the emotional impact her actions have on others. In this stealth action and interaction narrative game, the players explore the fictional mining town in Maine as Sally, whose life has gotten increasingly difficult since her little cousin Emily disappeared. After being chased by bullies, Sally finds herself in a twisted and horrified version of her town, one that she might have had a hand in making. While the stealth and explorative features make GYLT special and very immersive, uncovering the mystery behind the twisted town and Emily's disappearance make this game especially enjoyable on the first playthrough. Beacon Pines. Beacon Pines is an adorably creepy game by Hiding Spot set within a mysterious book. Strange things are happening in this town found within the book, and the player helps Luca discover hidden truths and words that will help alter the book's plot. The player influences events within the book, as well as helps rewrite the game, as it encourages players to use charms that will help put the characters on the best course of action. The mysteries hidden within the game can be uncovered and even changed by the player's wishes, and it definitely hits hardest through the initial playthrough. Abzû. Abzû by Giant Squid is another game sans dialogue as the player explores a fascinating underwater adventure surrounded by beautiful and sometimes dangerous sea life. The player swims and explores the ocean they find themselves in, all while trying to discover the wisdom that flows within the water. Among the sea life are ruins of a past civilization that offers clues on how to restore balance to areas that have become lifeless. Even wordlessly, the narrative of this game is as impactful as much of the game is beautiful. Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion. Wow, what a title for a game, am I right? Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion by developer Snoozy Kazoo, which is also a great name, is a zany and hilarious adventure and puzzle game about a troublemaking turnip who must pay back an enormous debt after getting evicted from his home. You know, the usual stuff, I guess. There is more than trouble afoot, however, as the turnip works with the locals to overturn a corrupt and unjust vegetable government. This cute game about being a menace to the local society is full of farming, petty crimes, dungeon diving, and ripping up tax documents. While the game does offer different endings based upon the player's success in avoiding taxes, the hilarity and ingenuity of the game are most enjoyable the first time through. And there we have it, 10 fantastic indie games where the story is at its absolute fullest and best when only played once, or at least through the first playthrough. Thank you so much for watching this video from Game Rant. Have a truly wonderful and happy day. See you in the next video. Bye bye.